Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, The Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the return of mmjhl Game Day here live from St. Vital Centennial Arena on the last November game of the 2024-2025 season for these two teams in particular. The visitors in the Fort Garry Twins and the home side in the St. Vital Junior Victorias. I'm your host for this short pregame show and your play-by-play commentator for tonight's matchup, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. Our game and pregame show brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, as well as goaltenders. As we take a look at the past schedule of play, the past scores from the past week in the mmjhl, it was the Fort Garry Twins last week. Rattled off 3 straight wins. They come into tonight's game on a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for the St. Vital Junior Victorias, losers of their last game against the Charleswood Hawks on Sunday, but won the previous first 2 of the week. And that was good enough to keep St. Vital in third place. For Gary, 1 point behind them, tied with the Riels in the standings. The playoff spots within 1 versus 8 or 1 through 8, tightening up here as this mmjhl regular season continues to roll on. But as for this game here tonight, the Fort Garry Twins and the St. Vital Junior Victorias, they faced each other before already this season twice. The first matchup of the year coming here on the league season opener back on September 26th, where St. Vital won at 5-1. Last time out, it wasn't the same luck for St. Vital in their matchup against Fort Garry as they lost 6-1. But a key to note in that one, there was no Rylan Netchwaduk. So with him coming back in the lineup and healthy for tonight's matchup, should be a good one, a good chance for the Victorias to potentially. And not sure if you guys did just hear that, but someone here at the St. Vital Centennial Arena asking if I want to present the Boston Pizza Player of the Award players after this game, which we might be doing that here on our broadcast, of course, not actually at the arena. But yeah, for this game here tonight, like I said, both teams 1-1 against each other so far in the season. Both teams with some good veteran talent coming back to their rosters. St. Vital, they've had some good new additions to this year's squad, but both of these teams, they're loading up this season, I'd say, getting prepared for championship run potentially for both of these teams. And what better way to continue along that process than getting together tonight to face off against each other, as these two competitive teams will be going at it. As for a big storyline in this matchup tonight, Tyler Rubini, Dean Gorchinski, and Rylan Netchwaduk will all be suiting up, and they're all top 3 in the league in points so far. So That is going to be fantastic to watch tonight, to see how these players perform as well as the rest of the players on these two squads, as we're about to get set here for puck drop as well as the national anthems. Both teams are going to be making their way out onto the ice very soon here. You're watching MMJHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, if you are here on this Thursday night and choosing us to watch this game and staying at home, maybe choosing a bundle up here tonight. Regardless of why you chose to stay at home, we want to thank you for choosing our network. Should be a dandy here tonight between the Vics and the Twins coming up next here on your home for MMJHL hockey here in the 2024-2025 hockey season on G-Show Productions. Stick around, everybody. Like mentioned in our short pregame show, it's the battle of the third place junior victorious tonight. St. Vital taking on a team that's tied for fourth place in the Fork Area Twins. Winners of their last 3 games in a row for St. Vital. Went 2-1 last week, ending off with a loss on Sunday against the Charleswood Hawks, 4-1. Full lineup from what I've gathered here tonight for the St. Vital Junior Victorious, seeming that way as well for this Twins team. We'll update you on if any of these teams have missing players or APs in the lineup as it goes along. Alex Pauls starts in net tonight for the visiting Twins, as well as Ethan Penner, number 29 for the St. Vital Junior Victorious, as we're underway here on MMJHL Game Day as these two rivals renew this rivalry here on this Thursday night. For a third time this season out of 5 times they'll be playing each other. Loose puck picked up along the boards by the Vics, but turned over and onto the stick of Lazard as he just sends this in deep, gets bodied along the boards, trying to make his way further up the ice. As this pass off the boards for the Vics goes all the way down. No icing on the play. Allows for the Twins to settle this puck down a bit as they work it to an outlet man. Cross ice pass to number 19 in Lazard, but that one out of his reach. Picked up by the impressive Blake Goretzky. Nice impressive stick work there by Huging to bat that down and keep it down low. Number 7 in Kiesman goes high off the boards onto the stick of Sam Matani now, who goes D-to-D, taking a bit of some body from number 13 and Aiden Anderson. Passed up to Lazar. Cross ice feed to Hugin. His shot just turned aside by Penner. Loose puck there. The Twins banged away at it. They open the scoring as Penner had a bit of trouble with it at the side of his own net after that heavy shot by Hugin. It's number 12 in Darian Medwick who comes in to bang away at that loose puck in close. And with that, just over a minute into this one, 1:07 played already. We got our leader here, the Fort Garry Twins, just making a direct play to the net. Started off with a good zone entry and a nice cross-ice feed by Matt Lizotte, which allowed for this Twins team to set up and get to the net, and put away by Darian Medwick. Assist goes to Hugin as well as Lizotte. Pretty sure anyways, we'll update you on if that isn't right throughout this matchup. That first period goal, that first goal of the game brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Check them out at 995 Miltsteagle Drive here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. As it's the Twins' potential 2-on-1 developing. The Vics trying to get back. That shot turned aside by Penner. Gorchinski hard on the rebound, but Penner was able to smother things up. Gorchinski getting hammered at behind the victorious net afterwards by Goretzky and number 20 in Carter Lee. But yeah, so far for the Vics, this Twins team has been a lot for them to handle in short sequences off of the rush. They've been getting into the Vic zone with some good pace. How do the Vics adjust to that and play with even more pace as this game goes along, and as well as shoring things up a bit around their own net, as well as making it a bit tougher for this Twins team to break into the zone as that pass up the boards. Nice job by the Vics to converge on the man there. That shot from Blakely up top won't go as it was blocked up and now picked up by this Twins team. Number 9 in Neufeld able to try to get position on this puck, but can't. Gilberto now coming down to help out, but can't. Livingstone just sends this in deep. As Gilberto losing an edge in front, taking some body. As this one still behind the Victoria's net. Nice move by Neufeld down below, trying to maneuver away from the pressure. Now he reverses this in the direction of Gilberto, and 18 just able to get there in time. Now being pressured by Luke Elliott along with number 18 in Blakely. Puck up to the point. Livingstone, his shot turned wide of the net. Couldn't find the mark. Vics finally do chip this one out now, as this Twins team goes D to D up to Livingstone. Livingstone has Cianflone going to net. Livingstone feeds it to him down low as Cianflone surveying options, looking, has that sticked away by Philippe, but decides to, or gets it down low, able to. Canoe sending it to number 23 for this Twins team, as Livingstone sends it in deep. Allows for Ethan Penner to leave this for Halati, as Halati didn't leave it for Imbro. No, passes it up, chipped in high by number 9 in Evan Philippe. So with 16-12 remaining here in this first period of action, the Vics with the puck right now in the offensive zone. Not too much luck in their own offensive zone about 2 minutes ago now, or just over that, as it was Darian Medwick banging away at a rebound. Loose pucks in front of the net to give this Twins the first lead of the game, to draw first blood. Number 23, Tim Ledzinski in the lineup for this Twins team tonight. It's one of the only changes, I believe, out of the two teams here tonight, but we'll keep you updated if we find out anything differently. Matani passes up to him, and that into the middle, but turned aside by the stick of Baron Baker as he tries to make his way up into the Twins zone, but ends up losing the puck. Stretch pass up now to Jace Matthews, as kind of looked like his body language thought that was going out. Puck stays in, goes off of the glass. Vics have to be careful though, as this turned over off the feet. Lizotte, his shot turned aside by that blocker of Ethan Penner. Here's Lizotte again, trying to feed across ice, does to Hedlund, this time able to come away with the save. That's Penner. As Rylan Hugin now trying to make something happen on the forecheck, trying to dangle past Baron Baker, but cannot. Darian Medwick will have this stripped away from him as Aiden Anderson Has it stripped away from himself just as quickly as Medwick did from himself, as that pass towards the boards so that they can't connect with anyone as they're going off for a change. D to D the Twins go. Hugen lays a reverse hit there. Huge one on number 23. And Kobe Edwards for the Victorias as Edwards goes off for a change now. Puck not able to be cradled by the stick of Kiesman. Now it's Lizotte driving wide. Tries going in the slot there for Hugen, but unable to connect there with number 8. As the Vicks able to get this puck out for the time being, sent in again by this Twins team. No icing called on the play, but a delayed offside. Twins decide to just go off for a line change, getting fresh legs on. Stretch pass to Nechwaduk, who takes it off the boards. Nechwaduk now fires this puck just into the shin pad of a Fort Garry Twin player. Nice forecheck in there by Rubini. Forces a turnover. Now into the stick of Nechwaduk. His shot turned aside by Alex Pauls. Into the corner it goes. Nechwaduk gets that up to the point, but not strong enough to get to Haladius. Turnover forced by this Twins team. Gorchinski trying to go backdoor for number 11 in David Belshaw, but couldn't quite connect on the pass as the Vic's able to survive that. Pauls way out of his own net to play that to a teammate. Off the glove, that goes Nechwaduk inside of the Twins' end, as now Gorchinski turns this over to Luke Elliott. Now a loose puck picked up by Nechwaduk, tries going back door, but could not connect with his teammate. Number 9, Tyler Rubini, captain for this year's Victoria's team. Pass played up to Gorchinski now as he, nice nifty draw pass, trying to get it back to him, number 22 and Halamandaris, but couldn't. Halamandaris and Gorchinski both top 5 in, I believe it's points. I know Halamandaris among the top goal scorers here in the league so far. What a year it's been for those two so far, as Gorchinski still out there, receives a pass on the backhand, gets that to the blue line. Neufeld takes a bump as he sent that in deep. Continued on with the forecheck. This puck now bouncing over his stick onto the stick of Dylan Jaquette. Jaquette, his shot wide of the net. Not sure if he was trying to get it there or just send it in deep to try to send up a cycle. That into the slot area now, scooped up by this Twins team and played out. Cianflone kicks it out. Number 18 for this squad turned aside. That was Nick Gilberto, who wasn't able to get it past Ethan Penner. Now Gilberto gets hit from behind a bit along the boards. There's going to be a whistle on the play. Not sure if that's going to warrant a penalty from it or not. But both teams coming together to exchange some dislikes with each other. As this Twins team reacting strongly a bit to one of their best players in Gilberto getting pushed from behind into the boards. At the same time, it was a board battle. It was legal, deemed by the refs the hit was. As now we'll get back to play here. It'll be Chase Matthews to take the draw against Carter Lee as he comes in to win it, as Lee wins it to Kiesman. Kiesman off the boards, tries getting it to Lee, who banks it out off the boards, but turned over onto the stick of Chase Matthews. Upon entry, he'll have that blocked away. Rebound fanned on by number 23 in Lazinski. Puck kept inside the Victoria zone for now. Now finally out just past the blue line to Rubini. Tries sending a cross-ice pass near the blue line to Goretzky, but didn't feed him on the tape. As that, a rising slap shot, missed wide of the net. High of the net, as I should say. Just into the Twin zone. Now trying to redirect that in, number 20 in Carter Lee, but couldn't. As this gets played across to Canoe in his own zone, but that turned over to the point and blasted wide of Goretzky. The Twins looking to get in on the attack as Jace Matthews. It's a forecheck on number 7 in Kiesman, but Kiesman able to maneuver out. Hugen forces a turnover here, able to get possession down low. Along the boards now picked up by Carter Lee, who sends that all the way out. Sending Rubini, who will be closed off by Matani. And a delayed penalty here coming up to this Victoria's team allows for this Twins team to get to the net. Unscathed almost unchallenged, but having a stick around him. The goal scorer in this game, number 12 in Darian Medwick. As right now, the twin who got hit, slow to get up still. And number 24 in Hedlund. So we'll keep you updated on his status as a trainer takes him or assists him off the ice. The referee's discussing how long the penalty will be. It'll only be a 2-minute penalty. As Gorchinski having some words with the referee, just trying to figure out, the details, the specifics of where the face-off is going to be, why the penalty was what it was, why the minutes were the way they were. And it allows for this Fort Garry Twins squad to get on the first power play of the night, brought to you by Ken Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Behind the net, Hugen tries going to the point, but couldn't thread the pass there successfully. Now challenging Jaquette down low, gets that puck off the board, shot to the net, turned aside by Penner as it's played up by Balshaw. Now D goes to Johnson, looked to shoot but didn't, to Halamanderis, now to Balshaw in the slot, turned aside by Penner and just sent out by this victorious team. Now Johnson will be first one on it, plays a cross ice pass towards the blue line up to Balshaw. Balshaw drops this to the boards. Up to Halamanderis. Halamanderis will have that snatched by number 29 and Ethan Penner as he gets a stoppage here with 1:18 remaining on the Fort Garry Twins. Man advantage, their first of the game, and as for this Fort Garry Twins squad, in terms of where they rank in power play percentage, middle of the pack, 5th with 19.1%. The Vicks on the penalty kill, been getting better as the season goes along, but still near in the bottom half of the league at 7th, under 80%, in the high 70s. This will be skated around his own net by a Twins defenseman, Hedlund, I believe that is, who ended up drawing this penalty. Backhand pass, cross ice, connects with fellow D partner in Matani. Matani surveying his options now. Goes down low to Gilberto. Gets it back to Matani at the half wall. Goes back down to Gilberto. Matani does. Now up to Medwick. His shot just turned aside by Penner as he got a piece of that on the way through. The Twins on the outside right now, playing it towards the net. Turned aside by the paddle. Matani was of Penner. That shot now high and wide of the net of Hedlund. Matani, backhand down low to Gilberto along the boards. Lizotte whacking away at it. Ends up to the point now to Hedlund. Down low, quick pass now half wall to Matani. Back down low to Lizotte. Surveying options. Vic's taking away the middle well. Now to Hedlund. To Matani, or Lizotte that is. Has that cross ice pass taken away. So allows for the Vic's to get out. And seemingly like this penalty will wrap up and come to an end. We're back to even strength here. The Twins with some good looks, but overall not doing enough to break through on this victorious squad. Penner made some key saves, and the Vic's team doing a good job of taking away the middle of the net, the middle of the attack on that power play for this Twin squad. On the PK, as this sent all the way down for an icing. We'll get a face-off back inside of the Victoria zone. With 8:21 remaining, you're watching MMJHL hockey here on G-Show Productions on MMJHL Game Day, your home for MMJHL hockey for the 2024-2025 regular season. That shot, Gorchinski, deflected, bad bounce, but Penner able to survive as he lost that one after it went off of a shoulder. One of his shoulders, that is, his left shoulder. With that, 8:15 remains on the clock now. Halamanderis along with Gorchinski and Balshaw out there for this Twins team. A loaded line for them. So they're able to win this towards the boards. Picked up by Halamanderis now. Shielding the puck, trying to go to the slot, but turned aside by the stick of Kobe Edwards, who was covering Balshaw there. Long shot sent in, turned aside by Paul. Sent towards the net, now rebound, whacking away at it was Mitchell, but Paul's able to keep this one out. Honestly, that sequence right there, what just happened, similar to how the Twins were able to score their first goal. Just sending the puck to the net. Paul's The goaltender for the Twins instead of Penner, who's the goaltender for the Victorias. Has a bit of trouble with the rebound there. Connor Mitchell, who comes into this game with 7 goals on the season. Almost walks away at it. Expect for him to be around the net all night long, getting into those dirty areas. As Mitchell at the point right now is Baker and him switch, picked up by this Twins team. Into the skates they go of an outlet man, but able to cradle it and send it across to Hedlund. His shot tipped on the way through off of the stick of Baker, but covered up well, in good position to make the save there. Number 29 in Ethan Penner. So it'll be another face-off inside of the Vic zone, and I think for this Twins team, right, this is a team that doesn't spend too much time in terms of trying to figure out how to get out of their own end. Very direct, and a lot of times looking for stretch passes, which they've been connecting on so far here tonight. So for this Vic's team, how do you start to take away more space in the neutral zone? Make it a bit tougher for them to transition up. We'll have to watch that, see if that adjustment gets made as this game goes along. That puck hopping over the stick of Goretzky, now able to recover it though and rims it hard along the backboards. All the way out of the zone as this puck ends up all the way into the crease of Pauls, who sends it to a teammate. D to D. It goes to Hedlund. Hedlund plays a pass up to his right winger, who won't get it much further as this gets down low again. Caligari able to come away with this puck along the boards. Plays it to an outlet man who plays it to Cianflone, who is breaking through the middle. Cianflone now chipping this down low, trying to get to the puck first, but can't. Was cut off by Goretzky. Nice job to pin a man along the boards. They'll allow us for Neufeld to pick it up. Neufeld walking towards the line, feeds it to the line, and that shot turned aside by Penner. Cianflone getting boxed out there by Philippe. Philippe somewhere is there for number 4. Is number 4 and Cianflone getting held back by one of the linesmen. As Philippe continuing to chirp with Cianflone, trying to get under his skin, it seems like. See how this affects number 4's psyche as the game goes along if those two continue to draw at it, because I've seen Philippe giving his a piece of his mind to Cianflone more than a few times tonight already, so those two having some words for each other. All first period long so far, a period where this Twins team leading by a score of 1-0 as we get another stop and play. Apologies, folks, about our screen cutting to black at some points, just for a split sec. We're going to try to resolve that in the second period during the first intermission. This puck sent out and given chase and winning the race to the puck. Their AP scores! The AP couldn't get to his name right away. That was Ludzinski. We're able to pick up a loose puck in the neutral zone, getting behind this Victoria's defensive core. And maybe fooling Ethan Penner with the shot just a bit. That, though, it's Ludzinski picking his corner, picking his spot. A quick release coming down the right side. And it's that puck that gets out past this Vic's D-core. They're not able to hold the line at the offensive zone for themselves in the Twins' end. And that creates some issues as they're caught chasing on the back check. Can't quite get back fast enough to eliminate that shot off the rush, which beats Penner, scored by rookie Ludzinski for this Twins team. And with that, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia as we update our scoreboard. Say Twins lead 2-0. Scoring the Victoria is 8-1 now so far out of the first, or the most recent matchup, and this one, as 20 minutes has almost been played here, almost into the final 5 here of this period. That shot from high up gets a good bounce off the boards, backboards that is, for this Twins team, but Huging was unable to do anything with that, which would seem like a solid bounce at first for this Twins squad. This game, by the way, got going a bit later tonight from the Centennial. Not too sure why, but No matter what, we're happy to be back here at St. Vital Centennial Arena. It's been a few weeks since we've been back, and it's been too long. As that shot scores off the point, Gorchinski now tied for the league lead in points. That shot, not sure if Penner expected it off the draw. Either way, it's now a 3-0 lead for a Twins team with 5:32 remaining on that goal, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. The little details that time paying off big time for this Twins team, winning that face-off off the draw and put it in the hands on the stick of a player like Gorchinski. He's not going to miss often. And it looked like he was stopped at first for a split sec, but Penner, all he could do was just get a piece of it with the blocker. That one too strong for him to hold on. As that goal brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Balshaw in on the body, bumping again down low. Creates a turnover, back door. The Twins try going there into high danger, scoring ice, but could not. Now the Twins are trying to defend the Vicks. Oh, can't quite connect on a 2-on-1 chance. Rubini trying to go backdoor for a teammate. Now it's the Twins down the other way. Gorchinski going wide. Decides to cut back up ice. The face-off circle. Now tries to go up to the point, but no one there to keep it in at that right side. Goes all the way down into the Twins zone again. As Alex Pauls plays it to a teammate along the boards. So that's played up to Gorchinski. It's number 25 who got it up, or number 29, as I should say, in Francesco Caligari, who gets that into the skates of an outlet man, and Gilberto, who sends this cross ice, but unable to find David Balshaw. Cianflone as well as Gilberto giving chase. This puck squirts through into the Twin zone now. Now picked up by the Victorias, but it'll be Michael Spence who's called offside. And with that, another face-off coming on the play. 4:09 remaining in this first period of action. We'll have some first period analysis coming up during our intermission break. Alessandro Imbrono on to take this draw against Cianflone. Tazio Cianflone, that is, as this gets played all the way down along the boards. Gilberto through the legs, but that turned over off of a creative pass attempt. No, just decide to skate it in as Gilberto with speed able to drop this to Neufeld, but Neufeld contested along the boards at that blue line, sent towards the net in the Vic's end, but taken away by Halati straight away as that was short. Getting there, intercepted by Gilberto, tried playing it across to a teammate in Neufeld. That'll be scooped up by Jorganel, who now, shifty as ever, able to just get this in deep just before the blue line before going off for a change. Now it's up to Baron Baker, who Baker able to get this to Dylan Jaquette, now passing to Luke Elliott. Luke Elliott with some speed on Caligari, able to maintain possession of this as he spun away from the check-in, but this one unable to connect with Brady Jaquette at the point. Sends up onto the stick of Penner, backhands this to Baker. Sent it all the way down deep. Baker goes off for a change. Jaquette stays out. Baker's change gets Kiesman out, though. It's going to work down low, Luke Elliott, along with Blake Lee to help out. Trying to get this puck loose with under 3 minutes remaining out just on the clock at 2:50. As this loose puck scooped up and picked up by this Twins team. Trying to get it off of the boards. It goes to Canoe, who gets this into the neutral zone. Now it'll be Ledzinski again. Second goal scorer of this game for the Twins. Sent it towards the net, but couldn't get it there this time. So that was contested. Ledzinski was thinking about going in on the forecheck. Decides to just stay above the crease as gives Jaquette some time to survey his options. Decides to go D to D as the Vicks look to get a breakout started into the neutral zone. This goes off the boards to Blake Lee. Now up to Dylan Jaquette as he sent that in deep. Alex Paul's out of his own net to play that backhand sharply to number 8, and Hugan, who banks it off the boards to himself, continuing with it, makes one man miss, goes to the slot with that pass. Jace Matthews turned aside by the blocker this time by Penner, as allows for this Victoria's team to break up. Goretzky just before the blue line sends it in deep, continues on the attack, bumps a man to the ice there afterwards as the Vicks able to get possession of it, getting it to Gretzky. That shot tipped on net, but turned aside by Pauls again. He's been sharp throughout these first 20 minutes as we approach the final minute of it, minute 20, as a minute 30 remains here. As this goes D to D to Dayton Kiesman. Comes in. That shot floated on net and turned aside by Alex Pauls. This first period of action on mmjhl Game Day on G Show Productions. Thank you so much for tuning in to this one if you are here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your support here on the home for mmjhl Game Day. By the way, for anyone wondering, this game played at St. Vital Centennial Arena, not Bertrand. Gives me memories there in Bertrand. Used to practice there all the time playing minor hockey. It's funny, that and Maginot Arena look exactly the same, and honestly surprised those arenas still around. They haven't changed any of the interior, made any updates. They've just kind of existed. As this, Hugin tries to backhand a pass to Lizotte. Lizotte now picks up that loose puck off of the stick of Halati. The Vicks into the final minute of play now, looking to survive these last 60 seconds by just keeping it a 3-0 lead. Matani, his shot tipped on net in the slot by Lizotte and turned aside by Penner. With 49.1 seconds remaining here in this first period of action. So it'll be 1 to Baron Baker. Goes off of the glass and out into the neutral zone. Allows for this Vicks team to survive. Played up the boards. Now onto the stick, Kobe Edwards. Edwards shielding it away from Medwick, who opened up the scoring in this game. About a minute and 30 in as a Victoria losing a stick there. And I believe Aiden Anderson, no call on the play. It's played up to Lizotte, 24 seconds left. The Twins established the zone. Hugin tried to sidestep past Baker, but couldn't. As this gets played into the neutral zone once again. Matani tries to dangle through, and he makes one man miss, but can't make the other man miss at that. With 8 seconds remaining, Hugin able to just get that pass to the point. Turned aside by Penner. That long, sneaky shot was. And with that, a period with much to clean up for this Victoria's team and much to be happy with if you're the Fort Garry Twins. The visitors lead this one 3-0. Yeah, I thought that the Victoria's play in the defensive zone, you know, not only could have been a bit cleaner, but a bit more urgency, right? Especially when those loose pucks are around your own net. You know, the little details too mattering in that period, as Gorchinski scoring off of the face-off win for this Twins team on an offensive face-off draw. Maybe the Vicks are a bit cleaner in their end during that first 20 minutes. They don't spend as much time in their own end as the Twins had some good time to set up, to work it around. Looking for that cross-ice pass upon the zone entry, which we saw connect with Hugin from Lizotte on that first goal. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the second goal, that one just getting past the Vicks defense, and was Lodzinski who able to make Penner pay. But yeah, I thought overall the Vicks had some good chances themselves. Just gotta look for more quantity, I think, in this period coming up here, and that starts with being cleaner in your own end. You know, I think looking to get a cycle going and starting to tire out this Fort Garry Twins team a bit more could be ideal, but at the same time, this is a team that's looking for those stretch passes, so how do you have a good forecheck while also staying disciplined and having the right amount of support back to defend in the neutral zone on the back check? No matter what, though, I think the Vicks more worried about the score right now as they're down 3-0. Gonna need something special here coming up in the next 20 minutes to get back into this one. You're watching mmjhl Game Day here on G Show Productions on gshow.ca. Brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, as well as our other lovely sponsors. We'll be back for period 2 and a bit more of the first intermission here after this little promo and transition/commercial here. Stay tuned, everybody.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Welcome back, everybody, into the St. Vital Centennial Arena here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. As it's the home side, the St. Vital Junior Victorias, currently down 3-zip to the Fort Garry Twins after the first 20 minutes of play. Second period going to be starting soon. Shots were 20-7 in favor of Fort Garry throughout that first period. Darian Medwick got the score goal in. Lodzinski ended up getting on the board second here for this Twins team. Rookie on this year's squad. Dean Gorchinski, scoring off of a one-timer that Ethan Penner caught a piece off of the face-off draw. The face-off win by Fort Garry, getting the one-timer off of that. But not quite good enough to hold that shot out from Gorchinski, as he had 10 goals coming into tonight's matchup. Now he's at 10 goals at 39 points, 29 assists on the season. Yeah, I thought that Fort Garry played with some good pace during that first period, like talked about already. Had the Victorias, scrambling a bit in their own end at points. And when the Victorias were able to get inside the Fort Garry Twins, and Fort Garry doing a good job of taking away, backdoor passes and doing a good job of defending in general. A team that was very direct on their zone exits, a team that was feeding a lot of stretch passes into the neutral zone, which they were connecting on. And for the Vics, it's simply about adjusting right and doing the little things right moving forward in this game to try to chip away at this lead. They definitely have the talent to do so. Just will they be able to, go out and show it here coming up in these next 20 minutes to start to try to get on that road to drawing back even in this game. In terms of the rest of the action for this week in the MMJHL, final games of December will be played tomorrow, or final games of November before we get to December will be played tomorrow, as the Twins and Victorias will be off until Sunday on December 1st. But as for Friday, it's going to be St. James at home taking on Charleswood tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. St. Boniface, the Riels, at home to take on the first place Transcona Railer Express, as the Railer Express entering with a 6-game win streak. We'll have that game live at 7:30 p.m. with the call on G-Show Productions. Other games happening tomorrow. Stonewall going to be at home to face off against the Raiders Junior Hockey Club at the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex at 8 p.m. And for the Pembina Valley Twisters, one of the biggest wins of the season last week for themselves against the Charleswood Hawks. They'll be at home tomorrow night at 8 p.m. to face off against the River East Royal Knights, as it's the battle of the two teams that currently aren't in the playoff spot, as it's the St. Vital Junior Victorias making it out onto the ice here again for this next period of play. We take a look at the standings for tonight's matchup once again, heading into tonight. These teams separated by a point. The Vics with one more game played than the Twins heading into this weekend as well. Twins sit at 12-6. They're looking to make it 13 wins on the night. The Vics looking to avoid a 6th loss of the season in regulation, looking for win number 12 here tonight in their own right. We'll have the call for period 2 here coming up in just a few moments, everybody, as Fort Garry makes their way out onto the ice. You're watching MMJHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions. Next 20 minutes here coming up on this game, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico Goaltenders, and Make Canada Fasteners and Tools. as both teams make their way to center ice. The Victorias looking for a lot better bounces, a lot better luck for themselves coming up this period. But it's the Twins who start off with speed. Hugin, his shot turned aside here early by Ethan Penner. As again, a direct entry into the zone. And this Twins team doing a really good job of feeding those passes cross ice to connect. They're kicking it out early on instead of waiting to kick it out backdoor. Feed those cross ice attempts. It's been working out well for them upon entry into the zone. Lizotte whips this pass cross ice to Hugin as it connects with him. Back to Lizotte. Hugin goes as he cradles that with one hand on the backhand. His pass across back, though, can't go as this sent out of the zone in the second period. The start of it as we got an offside on the play. With 19:11 on the clock. As it'll be Connor Mitchell to take the draw for this Victoria's team against Gorchinski. Gorchinski wins it cleanly on the backhand as Eric Johnson plays it up quickly to Halamandaris. Halamandaris off the boards to Gorchinski. Is Gorchinski now able to feed a backhand pass cross ice to Matani? Is Matani breaking in with speed, trying to dangle through but can't get past number 7, and Kiesman ends up firing that to the point as that shot turned aside by Penner. Another shot from the point turned aside by Penner again. So we get another stop in play. As with that, we bring on goaltenders onto the screen, given those two big saves from number 29 for the Vics. Your goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check out their website, GordyTumelsonGoalies.ca, for more information. The Victorias working their way up. It's the captain getting the speed. Rubini cutting towards the net, but loses possession of the puck. Thought out in front, can't connect with Aiden Anderson as it's stretched up the other way to Gorchinski, and he shoots, scores! Number 7, second of the night. He now is the new current point leader in the MMJHL, hitting 40 points on the year. His 11th goal of the season. As for the Victorias on that one, it's just a tale of, missed opportunities. Missed opportunities on that pass out in front from Rubini to Anderson, which doesn't go, and a missed opportunity on the coverage for this Vicks team to shut down Gorchinski as that stretch pass is fed up to him. He gets behind the Vicks defense slightly, and with that shot, of course, his 11th of the year, too tough for Penner to handle, as bobbles it in front of his own net. Penner there having some trouble with it shortly after. It's now a 4-0 lead for this Twins team, with just 2 minutes to play exactly gone in this period so far. D-to-D, it went to Livingstone, played it up to a teammate who got that to Neufeld. Neufeld trying to split through the D, couldn't, so decided to send that into the corner down low, which allowed for the Twins to get in on it. Cycle started, short pass behind the net, that now out in front to Cienflone, but can't connect with number 4, zoes into his skate. Cienflone, nice job to angle out a man along the boards there in 18, and Blake Lee, as this puck ends up out of play. With 17:33 remaining, we'll get a draw just outside of the Fort Garry Twins end. The linesman making sure everything's set before dropping it, and finally does, as this floats into the Twins end, floats out of there, and just as that just got past the blue line, delayed offside on the play, though, for the Victorias, as they gotta get out and get back in to the Twin zone to attack, which nice job by Carter Lee to rub out a man along the boards. That puck sent out of play and into the mesh over top of the glass, which ends up giving us another face-off here. This time it'll be Imbrogno going up against Jace Matthews, as Matthews tying up his man in the draw, but nice win by Imbrogno, strong on that face-off draw win. Jace Matthews now chips this puck up along the boards. ends up into the possession of this Vicks team as Evan Philippe now looking to skate this one up and does. Philippe, his shot unable to make it through. Livingstone stands up to him towards that net. Loose puck not picked up out in front by this Vicks team. An opportunity though to do so, however. Baron Baker now trying to move his way into the zone up from his point position, but had that puck stripped away from him. Now it's Jace Matthews who got some good stick work in, some good stick action to force this puck back into the big zone. As this played off the boards now onto the stick of Voth, who had some trouble banging away at that one. Kobe Edwards couldn't get it to the net, as turned over and picked up by this Twins team. Fed cross ice to Rylan Hugan as Hugan looks to keep this to the outside, loses it in his skate, so decides to just send this down low to, I believe, Canoe being there. Now played up to Kobe Edwards, as Edwards able to one-hand this and going in on Chase. Or no, decided to be the high man, allowing for himself to come back on the back check on Lizotte as Lizotte tries to draw everyone to him, sending it to the net, but couldn't get his man open there in front, which I believe was number 12 in Darian Medwick. As this played out in front, Lizotte whacking away at that puck, but couldn't get a handle on it. As Lizotte down low, pinned up along the boards by Victoria. Spinning away from the pressure now. Hugan drops it to Medwick. His shot turned aside by Penner. And with that, another stoppage here as both teams get fresh legs out on the ice. And it's just this Twins team continuing to hem this Victorious team in, really winning the battles down low to help them generate these chances. Still able to get through the neutral zone pretty freely and doing it east-west as well, as a lot of cross-ice passes are connecting. So for Victoria still, it's about how do you end up taking this away and finding ways, you know, not to spend as much time in your own end, as this puck ends up being sent out of play. With that, we'll get another face-off draw here coming up. This sent back into the Twins end for the time being. Loose puck getting past everyone, and now it's Ruben who tries to make a move on it. It's Alamanderis who lays a huge hit there on Aiden Anderson. No call on the play, as Anderson wasn't even the one who was touching the puck there. Alamanderis sending him down to the ice as it's played cross ice to Jaquette. Threads a pass to Mitchell. Oh, just over top of the net. That backhand goes as it's rimmed all the way around and out of the Twin zone. Too far for Halamanderis to catch up to it. Decides to go off for a line change. Uretsky, his stretch pass tipped in at the blue line by the Vicks. Sends Rubini down low as Rubini gets to it first with his good speed. Strong along the boards, gets this to Blake Lee as the Vicks try to continue this cycle. Allwards trying to get it. Dylan Jaquette now pinning up a man. Tipped up by one hand to the point by Lee. Back to him off the stick of Kiesman as Lee couldn't connect. Wide of the net that goes. So now the Vicks, their forecheck, their cycle coming alive in this shift from this line composed of Rubini, Lee, and Jaquette, now finally taken away by this Twins team and played out cross-ice pass to Balshaw. His shot turned aside this time by Penner. Once again, going cross-ice with the pass up high in the zone. Allows for this team to find a wide-open man with ease, and this Twins team doing a really good job of going east-west upon entering the Vic zone to create some troubles in the Victoria's end. As this puck along the boards, being whacked away at by two Victorias. Jaquette still out there. Dylan Jaquette, that is. Into the skates of a Twins player. That pass went. Michael Spence, his shot just wide of the net as now Matani gets Pinned up along the boards there by Imbrogno. High pass up in the twin zone, connected on to Gorchinski. Short pass up cross ice to Cianflone, who plays it to Neufeld. Back down low to Cianflone now. Side of the net, turned aside by Penner. Loose puck there in front, but turned aside. Turned away by this Vicks team as they look to get a 2-on-1 developing. Offside on the play called. As with that, something that I don't believe head coach Tyler Anderson too happy about, as we've just yelled, how could that be offside from, I believe my hearing heard that correct, from the behind the bench. But it's something the Vicks will have to live with here, as draw was just outside of the Twins' end, won by Fort Garry and possessed. They go D to D. Caligari plays it up the boards to Gilberto, who goes cross ice to Livingstone. Sends that in opposite corner. First one on it, number 22 in Brady Jaquette. Jaquette ends up towards his own net, trying to block that shot on the way through. Got through, but nothing really that dangerous, as Penner able to cover things up. As this second period, especially brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. That shot off of the draw from Ledzinski, turned aside by Penner this time. Check out Terrico's website at terrico.ca. As this played up, trying to chip it past a Twins player was Carter Lee, but could not. Loose puck picked up by Imbrogno and sends it in, trying to give chase on Hedlund, but Hedlund able to reverse this behind his own back, getting up to Ledzinski. Ledzinski now, his pass to Canoe. Couldn't connect well enough. That shot from just outside of the zone, turned aside by Pauls. Had a bit of trouble with it. So the Vicks able to take this away once again and send this out into the Twins' end, where Pauls was there to play it, leaving it for a teammate. Loose puck picked up along the boards by this victorious team, whacked away at by Luke Elliott and Kobe Edwards. Now up to the point. That shot just wide of the net, off of the stick of Kiesman. Now a shot from Nell turned aside, and now on to the opposite point for Kiesman's stick, who whistles that wide. Jorgen Nell able to get that to Netraduk. Now down low for Luke Elliott. Backhand pass up to Kiesman. Back to Elliott, though has a bit of trouble cradling that pass cleanly as it hopped over his stick. As Ledzinski backhanded down low to Cianflone. Tied up along the boards, pinned up along the boards now by Kobe Edwards, as number 29 in Caligari. That towards the net, taken by the Vicks, but covered up by number 29, number 33 in Alex Pauls. As both teams getting fresh legs onto the ice. Mitchell now out with Aiden Anderson along with Rubini. As Mitchell unable to be successful on this face-off draw win, though Rubini and Anderson pin up. Matani down low right away, allows for a turnover to be forced at the point. Tip shot through, rebound there, but can't be whacked away at well enough by this Vicks team to draw their first blood in this game. They cut into this 4-goal lead, drop back to Kiesman. His pass can't get through the middle there, but ends up onto a stick of a teammate anyways. Played towards the boards, but off the boards, too strong there from that pass by Aiden Anderson, directed towards Kiesman, as Ethan Penner out of his own net to leave it for Kiesman. Takes some physicality, stands up to that hit. As he was breaking out, Kiesman now going out along the boards with Lazard. Two-handing him down to the ice was Lazard on Kiesman, but no call on the play. As that shot out in front, a Twins player down, trying to regain his footing now. Or no, he was tied up with Penner. Penner giving him some shots on his way back out of the zone. As loose pocket there, Canoe plays a pass up to Lazard, drops it to Hugin. His shot turned aside by Penner, who loses it behind himself. Ends up just sitting down in the crease to end up covering this one up. And with that, we had another stoppage in play here. 9:30 remaining. A big save from the goaltender and Ethan Penner to keep this a 4-goal lead only for this Twin squad. The Carter Hallemand-Harrison to take the draw. Wins this to the point. Played back towards those boards by Livingstone. Down low. It goes on the stick of Gorchinski. His pass out in front couldn't connect. As this loose puck does connect with number 16 in Dylan Jaquette. As Jaquette able to get position on that puck first. That shot from Michael Spence at the point. Just wide of the net. Now to the opposite point, number 5 in Halati. You try sending that in low. Can't. That gets past Halati, and now one-on-one Gorchinski. Oh, not quite actually, as the Vicks get back with numbers. He's looking to take that towards the net, of course, for number 7. On this Twins team, ends up back in the neutral zone for Voth. Sends a D-to-D to Livingstone, who plays it up. Number 11, Belshaw, backhands this in deep. First one on it. Goretzky, short pass up, finds a man, number 18 in Blake Lee, wheeling up into the zone. His pass across towards the back door, not quite able to go. The man in Dylan Jaquette who was there. That pass cut off by Gorchinski, now off of the stick of Blake Lee. As Gorchinski, that's it back. Left to draw pass for Belshaw, who has his shot turned aside off of a deflection on the block by the Vicks in their own end. So this back into the neutral zone now. Caligari goes D-to-D with Matani. Matani goes back D-to-D to Caligari. Pass just off the mark at first. I believe he was actually trying to go to Cianflone, but missed him completely. Now it's the Twins who enter into the zone. Again, that shot turned aside by Belshaw, or off the stick of Belshaw by Penner. That's 7:48 remaining. Give you a view of center ice there before panning into the Victoria's end of things. You haven't noticed the Vicks, their only banner in franchise history, hanging up behind their own net as Penner has to be quick on that to cover it up. But yeah, 2003-2004 was the last time and the only time this team won a championship. Made it to the championship 2 years ago and lost in a sweep to the St. James Junior Canucks as they made it back-to-back at the time. And yeah, this Vicks team with a very talented roster this season. Some real game changers on it as we saw last year and the year before as well. They've been outscored 8-1 so far in their past 2 games. Being shut out tonight so far, trying to turn the page here on this Thursday night. That shot dipped a bit from Kobe Edwards, but still ended up wide of the net. Caligari now backhand off the boards. Number 18, Nick Gilberto, able to just fire this one out and send it out. It's picked up by Netradu Kugat and Kobe Edwards, who sent it in deep. Now Paul's sending it to a teammate. Cianflone missing a man with the check along the boards. Back down low, this puck goes onto the stick of Caligari, who ends up losing an edge. No call on the play, as no trip warranted, I'd say. No one touching him. He just fell on his own power. As Cianflone passes up to Gilberto. Pass across to Neufeld. Has a bit of trouble with it off the backhand. Is this called for an offside? So that's got to be the biggest downside to a cross-ice pass, right? If you do it, consistently like this Twins team has done, you're bound to have a few like that where it's a bit behind your man, maybe in the skates, and that stops the flow of your transition game a bit, right? So for the most part tonight, this Twins team has been connecting well on those passes, and that's why we've seen the success play out the way it has a bit for them tonight with how they've been able to work this puck around the St. Vital team. This pass into the middle onto the stick of Ludzinski. Ludzinski backhand towards the net, turned aside. Just getting a piece of it was Penner trying to take away that cross-ice, cross-crease feed attempt. So with 6:10 remaining here in this period, the Victorias, who still with some patience behind their own net, looking for things to open up. That stretch pass up into the middle, not finding anyone as it's way off the mark. That drop pass, nice nifty one to Ludzinski. Ludzinski will be cut off by Rubini as he takes away this puck. Rubini now able to play it off the boards. Number 13, in Luke Elliott, or no, Aiden Anderson that is. Got it back to Ruben. Into the slot. Blakely turned aside by Pauls. Can't find where that rebound is. It's sticked away by Jace Matthews in the corner, but this Vicks team still holding that line for the time being before it was finally sent out by this Twin squad. Pilati left a draw pass there for Goretzky to stretch pass up into the neutral zone, deflected off of a stick and all the way into the Alex Pauls crease. The fans in the stands for the St. Vital team getting a bit frustrated, a bit anxious here. Wondering what's going on with their team. I've been hearing a lot of the word shoot here as of late, and always fun to me that these parents or anyone watching actually thinks that these players can hear them out on the rink, right? Gotta say that was probably the most annoying thing ever hearing as a player, is hearing someone shoot, because there would be times when you could hear it and it's like, man, what are you saying? What are you doing? Just let me play my game, right? But you know, maybe more shots just looking for anything at the net could be the MO for the Victorias. You know, after saying all that still. So yeah, this team looking to set things up. They've been able to get into the slot a few times here tonight and get shots on net, but overall haven't had that type of luxury, that type of time in the offensive zone to, you know, be looking for the perfect play maybe. Maybe looking for more of a garbage goal right now could be the MO to at least draw that first one, and then maybe you get rolling afterwards. But for right now, it's this Twins team that has it back inside of the Victoria zone with 4:32 remaining. Another face-off coming up here. So it'll be Imbrogno along with Philippe Carter-Lee coming out onto the ice as this draw into the feet of both centermen for the time being, but finally won by the Vicks behind their own backboards. Chipped out into the neutral zone. Both teams trying to get possession of it, now possessed by this Fort Garry Twin squad. Nice job by Hugin banking it to himself. Spinorama pass, somehow getting across to Medwick. Is that... Not sure how it made it there that time around. Hugin in front of the net, strips the puck away from a Victoria, tries getting to the point, but he'll have this one turned over onto the stick of Imbrogno, who will stop up Delane, trying to get the puck to the net. Finally does that one, a dangerous one on the way through. Two players by the Twins net getting tangled up, but no call from the referee. As played off the backboards, Livingstone goes to Voth. Voth, his pass up, or his shot up, as I should say. That looked like more of a shot. Was batted down by Victoria. Didn't go any further. The Vicks controlling their own end. Tipped past the red line and all the way down below the Twins goal line. So no call on the play for an icing. With 3 minutes 20 seconds remaining here in this period of play. Puck sent out of the zone. Now Dia goes to Caligari, who sends this in off the boards, making this Vicks team attempt to have to break in from 200 feet. Glove down now by Kiesman as he'll look to take this up for a skate. Kiesman now trying to dangle through Halamandaris, but can't get through the skates of number 22 on that nutmeg attempt. Netrudu tries sending it behind the back towards the front of the net, but couldn't do it there. Contested ball by a stick of a Twins player. Now Kobe Edwards gets stick along the boards to strip this away. Sent out towards the front of the net. Luke Elliott coming in and bang away at that. But Paul's quick enough to cover things up there to eliminate the danger. Here on mmjhl game day, 4-0. It's the Twins who lead. Only one goal scored in this period, and that belongs to Dean Gorchinski. His 11th of the season, 40th point of the year to become the current point leader here in the MMJHL. Unless Rubini or Netraduk have something to say about it. Rebound there. No, Paul's had something to say about that shot from Luke Elliott as he came out to give basically nothing to number 12. Is good in good position to smother that shot and that rebound opportunity. That never became an opportunity because of his ability to cover that one up quickly. It'll be Netraduk in on the draw again, wins it towards the boards. Netraduk, a good stick, active stick, creates a turnover high up in the offensive zone for the Vicks, is down low in the opposite corner. Luke Elliott trying to kick this free, but cannot. Picked up by Matani as he looks to skate this one in. Sends it down low to Gilberto. Back up, down low to Matani. As it's stripped away, Matani ends up going back towards his own point. So it'll be Rubini who gets behind him. Rubini now driving to the right side, trying to drive behind the net. Nice job by Johnson to keep a good gap on Rubini. Staying with him the whole way, giving number 9 really no room to work. And Netraduk getting away with a high stick there. Caught the helmet after fanning on a pass. Down low, I believe he caught Gilberto's helmet. As the Vicks trying to work this in behind the Twins D, but couldn't. That shot, Jace Matthews turned aside by the paddle of number 29 and Ethan Penner. So with a minute 29 remaining, bring goaltenders back up onto the screen. Hopefully this isn't a curse for the goaltenders this time. Ethan Penner in specifics. As with a minute 20 remaining in this period, still down the Vicks are 4-0, but a lot more good sustained offensive zone time in terms of their attack. A really ferocious forecheck and cycle, but just haven't quite been able to get the good stuff from their offensive production tonight. They're still shut out, coming up on 39th minute of this game so far. Draw won by this victorious team and controlled by Baron Baker, who looks to stretch this up to Aiden Anderson off of his stick, deflected in to the Twins zone. Hedlund brings it behind his own net, draws everyone to him before finding a wide open Dominic Canoe. I believe this is a fun fact, Canoe, related to our premier here in Manitoba, in Wob. Not sure if it's his son or someone that's related. I'm pretty sure I've heard it's his son. Don't quote me on it, but that's your fun fact of the night. One of them from this Fort Garry Twins squad. That's with 37.5 seconds remaining in this second period of action. It'll be Blakely in to take the draw. Number 18 for this Vicks team loses it to the Fort Garry Twins. Is this all the way down for an icing? We'll have to get another face-off coming up here, this time for an icing, of course, back inside of the Fort Garry Twins zone. It's a pretty good house here tonight in St. Vital Centennial Arena. As the crowd's getting bigger and bigger as the season goes along. This draw won by the Twins again, but given good pressure in the corner. Number 19, Michael Spence. Huge hit there by number 18 and Blake Lee, who sent Caligari hard into the boards. The ref's not liking that one, so for Blake Lee, he ends up going into the box for the next 2 minutes. We'll get the official call here. Signal from the ref. Oh, not too sure what it was. I'm sure it could be boarding or roughing, one of the two. Either way, it's the Vicks on a penalty kill. The Twins on to the power play, again brought to you by goaltenders. As played, backdoor attempt pass there by number 7, Gorchinski. Couldn't connect to his looking for number 8, Rylan Hugen. Thought he might have shot there looking for number 3. An unselfish play from the playmaker is now a sniper on this power play, and Hugen gets turned aside by the glove of Penner. So with that, we got another face-off with 9.5 left on the clock. The Twins able to win this cleanly. This will bode well for them, not winning it cleanly and able to get clean possession, though, as that shot turned aside again from the point. Into the glove of Ethan Penner. So it'll be Gorchinski who comes in to take the draw now for this Twins team against the Vicks. Trying to get it to Halamandaris as they switch. He's a right shot compared to Gorchinski being a left. Nice job by the Vicks of tying them up there. A quick shot almost fooling Penner, it seemed. But he's able to get a glove on it there to end off this period with his squad down 4-0. Only one goal given up by Penner in that period. It was off of the stick of Dean Gorchinski after receiving a crisp stretch pass in the neutral zone right near the blue line and getting in behind the Victoria's D by just enough to allow for him to walk in and take a shot, which sniped past Penner. Going to be a minute of 36 left on the Fort Garry Twins power play as well, coming up here to start off the third period of action. I thought overall, of course, Fort Garry was still getting their good looks in that period, but I thought that the Vicks upped the ante on that forecheck. Looks like they switched their lines up a bit, and it's just about, laying a few hits and getting a bit of energy rolling your way and seeing that you're winning puck battles on the forecheck allowed for good confidence for this team to build a bit throughout that period as, they didn't really sit back, which I like that from this Vicks team, even though they're down in this one 4-0. Down big heading into those previous 20 minutes that we just saw. And being outshot 20-7, down 3-0. So for the Vicks, can you not only continue to showcase a really good forecheck, but also, start to put that puck in the back of the net? We'll take a look at the shots here coming up, but, maybe one thing the Vicks do look for more is more shots from the point and just getting traffic in front there. Instead of their point, looking to pass it off or just send it down low. So we've seen at times this Fort Garry Twins squad has had a bit of trouble handling some traffic out in front. It's just, for one way or the other, this Vicks team, the puck either bouncing over their stick or unable to capitalize, or just holding off and not shooting right away and looking for the perfect play. We're going to find out if this Vicks team, can find that next gear in their offensive game coming up in these next 20 minutes of play, and if this Fort Garry Twins team can do enough to hold on and skate off with this 4-0 victory. You're watching MMJHL Game Day on your home for Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League hockey here on G-Show Productions with your play-by-play commentator, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. The visitors, the Twins, up 4-0 after the first 40 minutes of play. 20 miles left in regulation to be played here coming up next. Enjoy, everybody. So we'll have the final period of regulation coming up after this short little break. Welcome back into St. Vital Centennial Arena as we're getting set here for period 3. Just about to be underway here as the Zamboni just making his way off of the ice. 4-0, it's the Twins leading this one after 40 minutes against the Vicks. Dean Gorchinski with the second goal of the game to make it 4-0 on a nice stretch pass to him and a nice snipe from Dean. Shots 39-13 in favor of the Twins, 19-6. They held in the shots in that second period. Alex Paul's been sharp on those 13 saves made here so far tonight. Ethan Penner remaining in net for this victorious team for the time being. Haven't really had anything in his game that's warranted him being pulled in this one, as he's faced a lot of action here tonight and has been pretty solid for the most part, outside of a few he may want to have back. Just taking a look at the chat here. Happy birthday to, I believe, Matt Lazard as from the hockey montage, as happy birthday to Lazutz, watching his first mmjhl game tonight. So, happy birthday to Matt Lazard as we take a look at if they have his birthday up here. No, only his birth year. As, yeah, in this period coming up, as both teams will be making their way out onto the ice here shortly, the refs making their way on now. For the Vicks, it's simply, looking for more shots. I thought they had a lot more good sustained zone time in that past period to play. This Twins team, you got to give them credit too, doing a good job of being tight on them once the Vicks are in the defensive zone, even if the Vicks are controlling the puck in the offensive zone for themselves, as I should say. And yeah, forcing this Vicks team to the outside on a lot of occasions, but there's been some times where the Vicks have been able to get to the inside. They've either, been stopped by Paul's off the shot or missing the net. And yeah, I think getting more shots from the point, getting traffic towards the net should be the plan here in this period coming up from the Vicks, making that a priority to get shots over anything in the offensive zone. As for the Fort Garry Twins, it's much the same in this one, unless the Vicks force you to, to change your style of play. But this is a team that's been able to get out of the defensive zone pretty directly for the most part here tonight. Have been doing a good job of working the puck through the neutral zone, doing a good job of making quick passes once entering the zone to move around this Vicks D-core and to, establish the zone to set things up on their cycle game. And yeah, what do you change really when you're up 4-0 on your way to a 4th straight win? As we'll give you a look at the standings one more time here, heading into this third period of action. We cut back. Tyler Rubini getting his picture taken with general manager of this team and Jeff Mitchell, getting his award finally for player of the month in October. He had a sensational start to the season, and yeah, currently not a point leader anymore in the mmjhl. That's now Dean Gorchinski. Gorchinski going to start this period off along with his line mates and Carter Halamandaris, as well as Ryland Hugin. As Halamandaris on the draw for the Twins. We're underway here in this period, brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. Puck sent in right away, as it is still also a Vicks penalty kill, as they look to kill this one off. Took it late in the period, as it's the Twins who work it in. Down low, trying to work it up to the point which they do to Halamandaris. He fans on that shot, though, but decides to get it down. Down low, that is. He sent it. And, off of his skate, able to keep it in for the time being, but now onto the stick of Rylan Nechwaduk, as Nechwaduk not quite fast enough to get to that puck there. It goes off for a change. Good effort on the PK there from this victorious squad to be able to get it out. Huging upon entry drops a short one to Medwick. Medwick back to Huging now as Huging dragging towards the net, backhand scores! And for Rylan Huging, it'll be his. Is taking a look at the goals for this Fort Garry Twins team, as we'll get his yearly totals in just a moment. But just pure skill, doing a good job of working it, giving and going with Medwick down low. As the Twins able to take advantage of that small space they had down low, and Rylan Huging creating some space for himself by toe dragging a Vix defender, eliminating him from that play, and a picture perfect backhand shot over top of the glove hand of Ethan Penner. As that sent in and into the corner it goes, as Rubini able to get it out. Rylan Huging's 12th goal of the season, make it 24 points in 19 games played now for Huging, as this puck picked up by Cian Flynn. That goal brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. Towards the net, no one there to tap it in for this Twins team. To the front, that shot turned aside just by that blocker of Penner. That chance in front, high of the net, off of the stick of Cian Flynn. Caligari works this down low to Neufeld, back onto the stick of Caligari now as he tries to keep this along the boards down low. Does just that, but turned over onto the stick of Nell. Now dangling through is Rubini, trying to get to this loose puck with speed, and he does. Rubini now winding in. His shot turned aside by a shin pad of number 24 in Livingstone. Sorry, that's Hedlund. Livingstone wearing number 14 as it's played up to Hedlund. Hedlund able to kick this out to Neufeld, who with patience decides to fire this shot afterwards finally. He gets a whack from Kiesman afterwards into his shin pads after that shot. Ends up getting sent out of play. Some frustration from this victorious team for sure, especially with the way things have gone tonight. Down big, outscored right now 11-1 in their past two matchups currently, with still 17:20 remaining in this one. More time to go for Fort Garry to do some attack, but do some damage on the attack, as I should say. But yes, in the last two matchups currently, their most recent win for Fort Garry against the Vics was back in October, 6-1. Currently leading this one 5-0 on this Thursday night. Here's a chance potentially for the Vics, but having a man draped all over him there was Dylan Jaquette, number 23 in Ledzinski. As this puck into the Twins' corner, played out by Voth off the boards and played all the way in by Canoe down for an icing. As that'll send the face-off inside of the Twin zone again. Allows for the Vics to get their gritty line out in Imbrogno, Carter Lee. Out there along with Evan Philippe. As that sent out in front. No one there for this Vics team to pick it up, though, as this sent all the way down for an icing once again. As it's a bit of deja vu. We do the same thing over again. Another face-off draw coming It'll be Imbrogno to take it again out there with Philippe and Carter Lee. A bit of confusion on who's taking the draw for the Fork Area Twins as they get a man to square up with Imbrogno. Won there by Ledzinski, rookie for this Twins squad, having a goal in tonight's matchup to make it 3-0. Sent out in front, whacking away at it. There are the Victorias, but Philippe unable to get a clean handle on it. That shot sent high of the net. Philippe first one on it, gets it up to the point to Baker. Baker towards the middle. His shot, just wide of the net as it was looking like it was on target for just a moment, but not quite. Nice hand-eye coordination there by Philippe at the point. Couldn't hold it in. Sends a quick pass across to Baker, though. As Baker sends this down low into the direction of Imbrogno, who lays the body on a Twins player. As the Twins down low trying to work this puck up in their own end. And they do just that onto the stick of Jace Matthews with speed. His pass to Halamandaris just off of his backhand. And now there's a bit of scrummage in front of the Twins bench. I'd say more than a scrummage, almost a full-out brawl. Ensuing there is Imbrogno's going to be sent to the box. Was too occupied with what was happening in the Vicks offensive zone, but it looked like Imbrogno was the only man for the Victorias that ended up in that pile along the Twins bench, and it was about 3, 4, 5 Twins players that were there to send a message to Imbrogno, getting physical with him. But yeah, I think number 8's going to continue to do the things he's doing. And for Dominic Canoe, he has some words for number 8 as the two continue to go back and forth with each other, chirping in the penalty box. It's for Dean Gorczynski. He'll square up against Rylan Netrudu coming up here. It's cleanly won by Gorczynski. 4-on-4 here coming up as Matani, his shot turned aside by the pads of Penner. As Koretsky was surveying up, decides to leave it back for his best option in Netrudu, who cuts towards the middle onto the stick of Edwards. His shot couldn't get anything really on that, ends up wide of the net. It's Eric Johnson, short little pass kicked out to number 20 in Matani, who skates with it. One of the best puck-moving defensemen in this league, makes his way past Kiesman, dangles in, backhand shot turned aside by Penner. As Matani made that rush look easy that time, swiftly skating through the neutral zone and turned on the jets to get past number 7 in Dayton Kiesman. And a backhand shot that ends up into the crest of Penner. So we get another face-off here, set up in the big zone as it's controlled by the Twins. Shot at the point, but unable to get through to its target, which was the net. It's kicked up off the skate of Jorgen Nell to himself. Nell now towards the front of the net. Can't find anyone there. Was trying to locate number 22 in Bray Jaquette. As Medwick pulls this back in the neutral zone. Plays it to Johnson. Passed across to Matani, who ends up going back to Johnson with 50 seconds remaining on this 4-on-4. Played across to Matani now, as Matani trying to muscle his way up the left boards, and he does, trying to pull it through his legs. Somehow continues with this, and almost a beauty of a goal that could have been on a highlight reel there from Matani, but was unable to finish it off. Side of the net, that puck ends up as Penner covers it up. Back-to-back, really nice rushes there from Matani. That time around, couldn't quite complete the dangle, but still caught up to the loose puck somehow. This was a player, if we take a look at the awards last year, in terms of most outstanding defenseman, it was Sam Matani who ended up taking it home, along with Brady Whiteley, as they were co-winners named for that award last year. The George Cadzo Trophy. Played to Cianflone, driving towards the net, backhand turned aside, side of the net there by Penner, as picked up by Goretzky. 11 seconds remaining now in this 4-on-4 as it's kicked out. The number 13 for the Vicks, and Aiden Anderson who tried to wrap that around. That might be Kobe Edwards, actually. That shot in on net. Edwards banging away at it. It's also Mitchell there. No, just kidding. That's Aiden Anderson, who's 13. Out in front, not Kobe Edwards, who got denied again, as the net ends up going off of its bearings. And with that, we get a stoppage in play there. And honestly, even though the Vicks giving up a goal in this period, that, of course, coming on the power play, you got to be happy with their response since then. Every time they've been in the offensive zone, they've been getting more traffic towards the front of the net, as well as just, not hesitating as much on their shots. Of course, you still want to look for the right play, but sometimes that right play is just simply shooting on net. And for them coming into this period with a pretty low shot amount at 13 only compared to what the Twins had at 39. There's another example of just getting shots on net as Baron Baker turned aside on the long floater by Pauls, as Pauls gets another face-off inside of the Vic zone, or inside of his own end. Offensive zone face-off opportunity for the Vicks coming up here once again. It'll be Carter Lee in on the draw, losing it this time to Gorchinski, as this puck gets rimmed around before Gary net. Puck all the way down again for an icing. And with that, we'll do it all again inside of the Fort Garry Twins zone. Of course, if you're planning on checking out some mmjhl hockey tomorrow and you may not want to go out to one of the 4 arenas where there's going to be a matchup and each being played in the 4 on the schedule tomorrow night, we're going to be live at Southdale Community Center for the St. Boniface Riels and Transcona Railer Express game as our mmjhl game day schedule for this week continues. Puck will drop at 7:30 that night. Be sure to check it out on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. That's 2 top teams in the league going at it. The Railer Express entering this league with the best record in the league at 14-1-3. For the Riels entering in, tied with the Fort Garry Twins in the standings, looking to make it up to 26 points, which at this point would keep them in pace and being tied in the standings still with this Fort Garry Twins squad. With what's looking like a win here, unless there's a total collapse, Fort Garry would move out into 3rd place with 26 points. As this played inside of the Vic zone. Now Gorchinski gets laid on a hit there by Michael Spence, as gives a whack to Spence's helmet afterwards before going off for a change. Bray Jaquette making his way in, tries to shoot through a screen, can't get it past the defender wearing the Twins jersey, as that gets stretched cross ice to Neufeld. Neufeld now, he unloads a shot low and off of the paddle of Penner, out of play into the netting. I've mentioned this a few times on the network so far this year, but sometimes this mesh at arenas ain't always gonna save you. Pucks will still fly over top. It's happened a few times this year in our game day broadcast where we've seen that. First time it happened was during an MFHL game day broadcast down in Morden, and puck came flying straight for us, had to bat it away. Saved the laptop as it was heading towards that, but not been too many pucks out of play in tonight's game here tonight, given how many we could be seeing. This puck staying in play off of the face-off draw, of course, for this Twins squad. This is played down low. Cianflone will try to play that to number 18 in Gilberto, but couldn't get that to number 18. The Victoria is able to send it out off the boards, back all the way to Eric Voth inside of the Twins' end as he goes D-to-D. Played up to Tazio Cianflone, dangling up the right side, trying to get past Halati, but can't, as him and Halati exchange physicality with each other. Whacking away at each other for a moment there. Halati settles this down behind his own net, goes D-to-D along with Jorgen Nell. Teams continuing to whack each other, passing by with their sticks or getting a body on each other. Speaking of big bodies, that hit from Livingstone ends up being a big one on number 23 and Kobe Edwards is afterwards. Livingstone got sent down onto the ice. Some retaliation from this Victoria's team standing up for their teammate. So it'll be Netchwaduk who got skated off and will be sent to the box here coming up. Going to be sending Fort Garry onto a man advantage, I believe. So yeah, nothing wrong with that hit from Livingstone, to be honest with you. A huge one. That, of course, Netchwaduk wasn't too pleased with. So, I mean, you're losing, the frustrations boiling over. What are you going to do, right? Midcamp Fasteners and Tools, the sponsor for this power play coming up. As it's played to Lizotte. The birthday boy works it up to Hedlund. As Hedlund plays it down low to Gilberto. Back to Hedlund now, who's very down low, almost behind the goal line. Works his way back up to his point spot. This is Gilberto down low again. Up to Medwick. Has his stick taken away, but Hedlund will be there. Good support. Sends a pass out of play, though, a bit too high up. So it ended up hitting a light. Not the actual ceiling this time around. This will also remain a offensive zone draw for this Twins team, but the draw won too crisply as that ends up going between two Twins defenders as this puck all the way down. No icing on the play somehow on this Twins power play, but the Vics not suffering from that as they're able to send it down strongly, forcing this Twins team to break up to 100 feet. Trying to squeeze past a man there along the boards was Medwick, but couldn't. Nice job by Goretzky to take away the angle. That pass can't connect. Going off the blade of Blake Lee. And with that, we got a whistle in play. Are we going to get a too many men penalty coming up here for this Twins squad? Certainly seems like it's that way. We'll get the announcement in just a moment here. So we're at 4-on-4 for the next 55 seconds. 9:35 remaining in this game here tonight. As this draw won by the Twins and sent out by the Twins. Baron Baker. Nice drop to close off that puck at the wall. Not allowed to get any further. Goes D-to-D with Jaquette. Jaquette finds Mitchell. He turns it over in the middle of the ice there onto the stick of Gorchinski as Mitchell looks to line him up. Gorchinski afterwards gives him a face wash, and Mitchell not liking that at all. Given the type of player Mitchell is, he likes to get in players' kitchens. I almost laughed myself there, honestly. It's kind of funny seeing Dean Gorchinski messing with some of the Vics here tonight. Brought some entertainment to the viewers at home if they're able to catch those moments from number 7, the Twins captain. Matani muscling up the right side, trying to dangle strong to the backhand. Rebound there, but too high up in the slot as the Vics able to take it away. Gorchinski now in the corner, battling along with the pinned up man and Luke Elliott. This puck will get out. Now the Victorias onto the power play. So it'll be Blake Lee. Spins around from the check-in of Gorchinski there. Him and Matani. Matani more so on Blake Lee, like a dog right now. Now trying to get on to Rubini, but Rubini able to wheel past with speed. Whacking at him was Matani. Oh, Rubini making a man go to the ice, falling, losing his balance. His cross-ice pass there to Blake Lee, though, unable to be connected on. As this gets sent back to Blake Lee. Passes up to Aiden Anderson. Vicks moving up with some good speed, some good paces. Oh, Aiden Anderson, bad spill into the boards as was Livingstone who laid that hit to send him into the boards from behind. As this not looking good right now for Aiden Anderson as he still remains down on the ice. We are going to cut away from this as soon as we can, everybody. Or maybe not. As he gets back up onto the ice, the crowd giving him applause. Rightfully so. You never want to see something like that happen, man. And this game happens so fast. I know you can't always avoid it, but I mean, you're used to the speed fast enough. You play long enough that you'd like to see players avoid plays like that, but not always the case. As it was not Aiden Anderson who got sent into the boards, it was Dayton Kiesman. As there's some chirping going on right now from both sides, their benches. Livingstone kicked out of this game. And with that, assuming we're going to see a lot of power play time here coming up for this Victoria squad. 15 seconds left on this power play. It'll be a 5-on-3 for those 15 seconds. So we'll have Jace Matthews, I believe, serving it. Only going to be 2 minutes on the clock for this power play. The 2 and the game misconduct for Livingstone. As this puck sent all the way down into the Victoria zone as they look to set things up. It's Rubini circling around, or sorry, Goretzky ends up feeding it to Rubini. Rubini gets it back from Kobe Edwards. Rubini fires his shot off of a body. A shin pad, that is, and out of play. Just got the Boston Pizza players of the game over from the Vics. They're timekeepers. Congratulations to Vic's goaltender Ethan Penner and Twins goaltender Alex Pauls on being named the Boston Pizza players of the game here tonight. So that shot turned aside. Off of the stick of Blake Goretzky, now down low to Aiden Anderson. Anderson goes back to Rubini as he had the middle taken away for a pass. Rubini, his shot turned aside by Pauls once again. Twins BP player of the game, keeping this shutout alive for the time being. Blakely now tries going backdoor to Rubini, that is, or no, it's Dylan Jaquette. As Jaquette turned aside. Sorry, that Aiden Anderson, my apologies. It's hard to see from down here, to be honest with you, here tonight, especially when one of these teams don't have name bars as well, makes it a bit tough. But I digress. 6:39 remaining in this period of action. 49 seconds remaining on the power play as Connor Mitchell to take the draw. Mitchell ends up losing sight of this as he gets tied up off of the face-off draw. This Twins team trying to bang away at it, but can't off of the boards. As now it's the Vics trying to scoop a loose puck out. Trying to take away the stick of a man there down low. Not sure who that is, but it's Matani who doesn't like it that much. Decides to give the player a few shots afterwards. Straight to the dome, maybe to the body. Not too sure, but regardless, saw Matani swinging a bit. With 27 seconds remaining on this power play for the Victorias. Matani actually going to be sent to the penalty box here coming up, so going to allow for this Victorious team to stay on the power play for the next 2 minutes and 27 seconds here. Brought to you by by McKenna Fasteners and Tools. Your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. As, oh no, a Fort Garry Twin player in Gorchinski, I believe. In some agony now, right now on the ice. Can't even get to his 2 feet as he's still hunched over. Yeah, Gorchinski, we're going to take a look back on the replay right now, actually, as I missed that one completely. take a look back at it. As both teams continue to discuss. So it happens right off of this face-off draw. And oh my, Connor Mitchell. Not helping your reputation, your case there, buddy, to be honest with you. That is Bush League right there. Spearing the guy with the knob of your stick. Unacceptable. Makes me a bit sick, to be honest with you. It's 4 minutes for spearing. Totally warranted in this case for this Twins team, as they'll be playing at 4-on-4 for the next minute and 33 seconds here. Now it's to 4-on-4, apologies, as it was just at 4-on-3. Drop back to Tyler Rubini. And now to Netraduke, across to Kiesman. Kiesman trying to get it back to Rubini, but couldn't, as that pass failing to connect with him. Rubini wheeling up now, passes it, kicks it out. Number 3. In Goretzky to Kiesman, his shot unable to get through. Going off of a stick, and now it's controlled by this Fort Garry Twins team. And played across to number 24 in Hedlund. Surveying his options, takes a shot, rebound there, but turned aside by this Vicks team. Off of that save made by Penner. Rubini trying to thread a behind the back backhand pass to a teammate, but couldn't there. It's taken away by this Twins team and turned aside by Victoria's Sticks on the way through on that shot from this Fort Garry squad. 4:40 remaining, hoping our iPad lasts as well, ladies and gentlemen. Has just got word while the penalty was being sorted out to Connor Mitchell that our iPad is at 10%. So you have to bear with us here, as we may even look to change the camera angle in the last few minutes of this one, as we're now on to a Fort Garry Twins power play. The Vicks controlling it, though, off of that 4-on-4 sequence still. Looking to drive it towards the net. That puck gets to the net. Loose puck along the end boards. And, being interfered with there is going to be a Victoria. Also drawing a penalty on the process. And both teams continuing to battle away and continuing to fight each other behind the net. As now it's Medwick dropping the gloves and the helmet. Or just the helmet coming off for number 19, Michael Spence, as Medwick tosses that towards the center face-off circle. This one really getting out of hand, and you just gotta think, ladies and gentlemen, how chippy the upcoming January 5th matchup is going to be between these two teams at 2:30 p.m. at Century Arena. As this being the last meeting of the 2024 portion schedule for these two teams. We're going to go without commentating for the next little while here as we sort out our iPad issue to end off this game and to bring it to you at our highest level here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. iPad's at 8% from what I heard. We're just hoping for very little whistles here to at least catch the end of this one here. Might have to go into radio mode, to be honest with you, as yeah, what I mean by that is calling a game that you can't see. We'll cross that bridge if it comes here in these next 3 minutes and 22 seconds, however. So it's a 5-on-3 now for this Fort Garry Twins squad. Draw one by the Twins. And get into it first. There's Matani, bumped along the boards by Jacat as Jacat gives another bump. Getting physical along the boards there with Balshaw. As dropped back behind the goal line to Hugan. Hugan gets a short pass there to Balshaw. Balshaw to Gorchinski as Gorchinski back out there. You're having a sensitive area speared a few minutes ago at this point. Great to see him back on the ice. Could add some insult to injury to this Vicks team if he's able to get a hat trick as well here to end things off in this game. As Fort Garry controlling it, whipping it cross ice to Hugan, sends that down low behind the back to Matani, who touches this to Gorchinski. Gorchinski up top to Hugan, who created the first goal of this game. This shot turned aside by Penner off of his blocker. And out of play the puck went. Rylan Hugan got the scoring started, of course, in this third period on the power play. Primary assist on that first goal of the game by Medwick as well. As Lazada unloads the shot, the birthday boy loses the net guard in the process as well. Turned aside by Penner on that chance. As 43 seconds remain on this 5-on-4 now. As now there's going to be a fight happening with Mitchell as this one was coming. Mitchell being pounded into the ice as a Fort Garry Twin feeding him with a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 punch. Many times as even the linesman is dragging him down to the ice and to hold him back from doing any more damage against number 14 and Connor Mitchell. As, hey, let me just say this, number 14 for the Vicks, you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. And oh boy, what a stupid prize he won here tonight, getting pounded into the ice in that fight. I mean, and now, oh no, there's maybe some karma from the Twins in doing this now as, oh my goodness, Tazio Cienflone, I believe that may be, can't even stand straight on the ice. Oh man, this has gotten out of control here in St. Vital. I'm happy to see Connor Mitchell skate off the ice, by the way. Okay. From what we saw, he wasn't wobbling at all. At the end of the day, that's what we care about the most, is these players' safeties. Or the safety of these players. We'll try to catch who it is. This is, wow. We'll take a look back in our stream to see who it was exactly, hoping them the best on what just happened. Just looked like he lost total control of his motor skills there. That is nightmarish, to be honest with you. as we get back to play here. 4-on-4 for the time being. Still trying to see who that was. I believe it was Tazio Cianflone, but I could be wrong on that. Just looking back at the replay, honestly, I don't think the linesman, the way he tackled, Cianflone down, even though the ref was just trying to break it up, helped him out that much in terms of what the result ended up being of the state of Cianflone. Just overall a awful situation that happened, and those involved in Cianflone, I hope that he has a speedy recovery and is okay from whatever may be going on to him right now. But under a minute left in action in this one. It's the Victorias who are on the power play for pretty much the remainder of this game, trying to potentially just look to get one here to salvage something in what is been a less than ideal night, of course, for them, and ended up less than ideal in some ways for this Twins team, as seeing what happened moments ago was really scary to see. Honestly, was fired up with that fight too. Haven't seen a fight that intense in this league yet, and that one-sided, honestly. But as it goes, D-to-D controlled by this Twins team. The Twins coming into tonight were 12-6 with a 3-game winning streak. We're looking to extend it to 4 games in the winning streak, as well as move to 13-6 to improve to 26 points in the standings, to move 1 point over top of the St. Vital Junior Victorias, the team that they were a point back of heading into tonight's matchup here at St. Vital Centennial Arena. And with that, it's the Twins who come in and take care of business, building off of that 6-1 win last time they had in October against the Vics, with a 5-0 shutout win here tonight from St. Vital Centennial Arena. We will get to the standing screen right away, as I'm not sure how much longer our camera screen is going to be showing here. But yeah, Fort Garry jumping over the Vics in the standings. They have a game in hand on them. Fort Garry going to be back in action on Sunday coming up as well, as they'll be taking on the Charleswood Hawks in a game that I think is highly anticipated for both of these teams. Some familiar faces from both sides that used to play on the opposite team going to be going up against each other. As for the Victorias, they'll be back in action on the road at Terry Sawchuk at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday night to take on the River East Royal Knights. Yeah, since the iPad is about to die here, everybody, we're going to send you off. You know what? We are going to do players of the game still. Brought to you by Midcannon Fasteners and Tools and Terrico, as our iPad screen is still there. As for Midcannon Fasteners and Tools, we'll go with them for our player of the game for the losing side tonight in the St. Vital Junior Victorias, as I'm just trying to change up to get the F there to mark final. And yeah, as for the Junior Victorias, you know what, he faced a lot of shots tonight, made some good saves, and was kind of left to hang out to dry at some points. Gonna go with Ethan Penner. I thought that Ethan did as much as he could tonight, but going up against a Twins team that has as much of offensive talent as they do, and they get as many chances as they did tonight, going to be tough, especially if most of those chances are, point blank or odd man rushes, whatever the case may be. As for the player of the game for the winning side, the Fort Garry Twins, brought to you by Kent Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Yes, Alex Pauls gets a shutout tonight, but you know what? I got to give it to who I think was the best player on the ice here tonight in Dean Gorchinski overall. There's just such confidence with, the way Dean carries the puck. There's a sense of calm, and you can sense that tonight. Made the, right plays pretty much more times than not, and showcased how dangerous he can be in the offensive zone, not only as a playmaker, but as a sniper tonight, off the draw, and then sniping even pretty off of that odd man rush, getting behind all of the Vicks defense after receiving that beautiful stretch pass. And he also played with some swagger in his game tonight, messing with the Vicks in some comical ways, which I found amusing. So, yeah, Dean Gorchinski, now the MMJHL's point leader, the new point leader, surpassing Tyler Rubini as, no points on the board for Rubini or any of the Vicks here tonight. The Vicks in a 2-game slump right now. 9 goals allowed in their last 2 games while only scoring 1. How do they bounce back on Sunday? By the way, your players of the game, Kent Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Dean Gorchinski winning for the Twins, and Ethan Penner winning for the Vicks. But yeah, as I was saying, for the Vicks, looking to rebound big time against a non-playoff team in the River East Royal Knights, but still got to bring your A game, as River East is going to be coming for them, looking to prove something on Sunday night with a potential win. As for the Twins, going to be playing against one of the top teams in the league in the Charleswood Hawks coming up as well on Sunday, looking to keep it going with 4 straight wins to try to advance even further up into the standings potentially as well. Thank you to everyone who watched tonight's matchup. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be live again at Southdale Community Center for the Riel's showdown against the first place Transcona Railer Express. St. Boniface Riel's taking on the Railers. Should be a good one, but until then, folks, I've been your play-by-play commentator and host, Graham the G Show Forsyth of MMJHL Game Day. Getting set to do our MMJHL Game Day episode 10, Season 2 podcast when I get home in the next 20 minutes or so. But until then, folks, hope you enjoyed this one. The Twins improved to 13-6 with a 5-0 victory in what was a very dramatic Thursday night here at St. Vital Centennial Arena. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks for supporting us here once again by tuning in. Take care. Good night.